How to use that shit, bro. It's gonna be a fucking fun show then.
Yeah.
All this stupid.
Yeah. Welcome to the At Ease cast. It's been a little bit. We've been
well, not really. Like from YouTube, you'd see like a month span of time we haven't posted shit, but really we did. It just got taken down.
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
Well, because
medical misinformation,
vaccine misinformation, nothing. I told a story about another next month. Yeah,
what the
I gotta
fuck?
say it in reverse now. You know what I mean?
I didn't expect that. Though.
Yeah, I gotta say it in reverse now because you can't say shit. According to freaking YouTube, they freaking lose their damn mind. Freaking take down your damn. It got taken down only on YouTube. That's what's crazy. So we are on Spotify, Rumble, Amazon Music, Samsung Music, freaking RSS. Yeah. We are on a lot of different digital forms of digital media. We're on Facebook. We're on freaking X. We're the only place that took down that last episode was YouTube. Yeah, it's so they are they have become the FCC within themselves. They are self-regulating themselves to self-censoring themselves, but it only applies to conservative content, because clearly you can have people doing suggestive content and
I've seen
all kinds of nonsense.
Nearly softcore porn on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, it's like floating as something else, but essentially it's softcore porn.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of a softcore porn float masquerading as ASMR type videos with just like blowjob noises.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and it's clearly blowjob noises. You know how I know that? Because I've gotten
blowjobs
a few
before?
in my freaking many years of existence. This is freaking bonkers, man.
Through my extensive experience, I can identify this sound as a slut-sucking cock.
Yeah, it's insane. But that's it. Not to mention that we shortchange ourselves on our uploads by age restricting our content right off the bat. Yeah. So if I didn't age restrict, I would have to refrain from doing a lot of cursing. I would have to refrain from doing a lot of things like that last little bit that he did about BJs. We would have had to cut that out. Like,
don't cut out the sluts.
Like, I mean, you wouldn't be able to say, we wouldn't be able to talk as much as we want to talk if without the age restricting. But age restricting also means that our content doesn't get pushed to as many people. Sure. So, and it's depending on the accounts and what how people are signed up on the accounts. The thing is that a lot of people aren't going to get it. So it's in spite of all that, YouTube still saw fit to take us down on the last video and put a strike on our channel. And I have no idea if I can even post this one that we're recording today. So it's just one of those things. Like, it's going to go on Rumble and everything else anyways. Yeah. So I could really care less how YouTube is taking this. Like, this is kind of like a their problem, not really mine, because First Amendment protects my right to freedom of expression. And they have provided a public platform.
Right.
Where people can allegedly express their views, which they are not legally liable for anything that's expressed on these channels. Therefore, even though they're a private corporation, they definitely don't have a whole lot of legs to stand on when it comes to censoring your content, unless they just delete you or deny you the right to use the platform altogether. So it's kind of strange
on stuff like that. Like if you provide a platform like YouTube or something like that, you have a right to curtail what's on your platform because you own the platform, you own the space. True. So whether you can be held liable for it or not is irrelevant.
And that's what that's more or less what I'm saying. Like they provide the space, but at the same time, they're censoring the heck out of it when nobody else is. They're definitely doing something that nobody else is doing, which is massive censorship. The gun tube channels came out on with the new guidelines with automatic weapons fire. Like you can't display the utilization of fully automatic weapons and stuff like that. It's just like unless it's done in a creative manner, i.e. filming a movie and whatever. Like there's a lot of workarounds if you're.
What about news?
Like it's you can't. I mean,
you got film of the current war in Israel against Hamas.
Oh no, that's okay though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
How about
fine.
the Iraq war when it was all over YouTube, or Afghanistan when it was all over YouTube?
It's still all over YouTube.
Yeah, I can still find videos of my time in Iraq. VA.
Yeah. Oh no.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's on film.
Yeah.
Anyway. I can find videos of my time in Iraq, of your time in Iraq on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like CNN was out there with us, BBC was out there with us. Well, I mean, the local Iraqis that were willing to hold the cameras were. The news anchors from England and the United States were not fucking.
Yeah,
there.
that shit was shaky as fuck too. Oh god, oh god.
I remember seeing that one cat from the BBC. It's like, I thought it was going to be like an actual BBC person. No, it's just some local Iraqi. It's
a local affiliate.
Wearing a BBC body armor.
That's a local affiliate. They're not going to send some British guy freaking, oh, crikey, let's check out. Those Australians. Yeah, show up and freaking film your combat.
Yeah.
They got some dude that speaks the language and knows the area. But
knows the area.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly. I mean, he knows.
Not anymore. We changed it.
Yeah, I mean, we totally.
We rearranged the terrain.
Yeah, we rearranged the terrain quite a bit, but it's I don't know, like Facebook freaking they don't have a problem with our content. It's YouTube and their self-censoring.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any strikes or.
Dude, I appealed it. Dude, I appealed our content.
We've appealed both of them.
Yeah, I appealed the first one first time that got overturned. So, but this one got denied, even though I had sources.
Right.
Like I appealed with sources, and they're like, no, I said this, but this is also based off of this from the Center for Disease Control or the World Economic Forum or whoever,
right.
Like, and they were like, no,
because we're YouTube,
no, because we're leftist and you're not, it's crazy. And I'm like, dude, just because we're not on Team Blue, they're you're not on the blue team. You're not gonna vote blue no matter who. What are your pronouns? It's just nonsense. So, but whatever, man. We'll continue trucking on. We're not gonna. If YouTube is gonna see this, because they apparently. It's not a human that's doing this. Like,
no, it's
an algorithm. Yeah. So they got like AI monitoring.
Imagine how much time it would take, or how much you'd have to pay a motherfucker. Listen to this bullshit all day.
Well, I mean, it'd be more precise.
Right, you're right. It would
be more precise. It's
but
just,
I mean, time equals money.
Well, I mean. If it would have to go through a system of moderators that listen to your content before it gets absolutely published,
it would take a long time to publish anything.
It would take a while, but guess what? So do books. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. This ain't CNN, this ain't,
But YouTube is used as a news source.
It is used as a news source.
Like CNN and BBC have YouTube channels.
We are definitely not giving medical advice or...
No, everything we say is our opinion.
It's opinion.
It's our opinion.
It's opinion. It's not telling you what to do or how to do it. It's not even a way of doing anything.
No.
We just tell you what we see, how we see it, and give our take on it and move on. I mean, we're not really.
Yeah.
We don't really care what you guys do. As long as you stay safe. And when we punch out merch, don't wear it while assassinating people, and we'll be all right.
Well,
like Demolition Ranch.
Do what you like.
Yeah, do what you like. Yeah. Demolition Ranch. That guy was freaking.
Demolition. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Demolition Ranch channel on YouTube.
Okay.
Freaking.
Never. I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Retardy Oswald freaking was wearing their shirt before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he shot Trump. He's wearing their shirt. He disguised himself as a right winger. Had cargo pants and everything.
I wonder why he did that.
Oh, but it probably has to do with that LGBT freaking picture. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw it. Is it a real photo though?
I have no idea, man. That's why I didn't put it. I didn't put it on my page because I did a Google search of the image, right. And the only return I got was from Reddit.
That's what I've been hearing. There's only been like one Reddit subreddit or something like that.
Yeah, it was from a subreddit
on it. And it's like that means it could easily be altered.
It looks like him though, quite a bit.
It looks like him. Yeah.
It looks like he may have been a crossdresser, but I can't verify that.
No. Yeah.
So I'll definitely will not be posting that or alluding to the fact that another transgender person freaking shot people.
Where?
What do you mean where?
What do you mean? What I mean?
I'm not going to be alluding to another transgender person shooting people because they've shot people before.
Oh yeah, tons.
Yeah, that's
what 5 or 6 trans people.
Well, I'm not saying that this guy. I'm totally not saying that this guy
is a trans shooter.
Not gonna say that he's a trans person confused that shot people again.
We'll never know.
I mean, we don't really care at this point.
I remember the kid's name.
Crook.
Was it Crook?
Yeah. Yeah, Crook something.
Oh yeah, all I googled was Crook and everything came up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've gotten quite a bit of questions in regards to this particular event. So if you guys know, one of the reasons we didn't post out an emergency freaking podcast or something like, well, 2 things. We have jobs, so we're working full time, and it's just kind of like not conducive to a good family life or just good downtime to punch in an episode based on this. And not to mention that the event was too hot at the moment. So everyone posted content, and a lot of content was consumed by you guys and by me, and there was still not enough on the topic. Like, we didn't know enough. A lot of the content was just regurgitating somebody else's take, and then somebody else's take, and somebody else's take, and somebody else's take. So we chose today because now that it's cooled off some, and a lot more has come out. Now we can actually sit back and go, get a better bird's eye view of the overall situation, and just kind of like, okay, give you a rough estimate of what happened, because in reality, we don't necessarily know 100% what's happening. There's a lot of stories and a lot of pictures and a lot of video, and there's a lot to consume. One thing we do know is that the head of freaking the Secret Service should, for sure, without a doubt, resign. She has stated, so her last name is Cheeto or whatever the hell it is. I don't know, Dorito, whatever the hell her name is. She's inconsequential. Barely has enough experience to be where she's supposed to be.
Cool. I read somewhere she was like an executive at Pepsi.
She was executive security director for Pepsi. That's no punk job, but it's not protecting the president for sure. But she was appointed there by Biden. She was part of the Biden protective detail back in the day, and she's been associated with the Bidens for a while now. And of course, we're all nepotists in our own way. We're gonna put people we know in positions. We're gonna help out a lot of people help out their friends. Big difference is that not all of us would recommend people that are not qualified. But the thing is that when you look at when you look at an agency that damn near runs itself, because the director of the Secret Service is not going to reinvent the wheel on Secret Service, but she kind of did in this instance by injecting woke policies into the workforce. I got a huge freaking Facebook war over this nonsense because female, yeah.
You?
Yeah. All the time, bro. All the time.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know anything, right? So.
I never thought you did.
Yeah, I'm just. So as far as personal protection and EP goes, done a lot of it for many years, both on the federal and private side. So it's I was a bodyguard for APD, for the Ambassador's Protective Detail in both Afghanistan and Iraq. I've done it both. I've done tier 1 clients, tier 2 clients, all the way up and down the chain. I've been the well-oiled freaking machine behind a gate arm, and I've been agent in charge with a protectee and of VIP. So I mean, I've done events with receiving lines and airport arrivals, departures. I mean, we've done all kinds of stuff. So and I'm well qualified. With all my certs and all those years of experience, I mean, working for State Department and subcontractors and private entities, and I can tell you without a doubt, whoever approved this risk assessment and op order plan for this event needs to. They need to just go ahead and find a different career. They need to find a different career because this lapse of security is it's completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. One thing we always say when training in close protection or executive protection, VIP protection, or high threat PSD, if an entity wants to kill your client, it's more likely than not that they will. The whole point of you being there is to not make it a walk in the park. The whole point of being there is that maybe, just maybe, if you do your homework and you do your job the right way, they're not going to succeed. Or they'll think about not doing it because of the appearance that you have presented to the target. You have converted your target from a soft target to a hard target, and your vulnerabilities are not easily exploited. That's the whole point. You're turning your client from just a regular chihuahua in the woods to a fucking porcupine. You're trying to make it as prickly and as unappealing as possible. You don't want a bad guy to get a hold of your dude. You also want to protect him from embarrassment, not just harm. So there's been many details that failed in that through the years of history. I mean, Bill Gates had freaking pie thrown in his face. That's a huge security freaking lapse. I mean, as he's walking through a receiving line, he got freaking pied. There's been so many different. I wouldn't say VIPs because they're not important, but they, in the grand scheme of things, but they are executive clients. They have gotten embarrassed in public, and that's considered a failure. During my days, Blackwater was the only company in the world that could boast saying that throughout his entire history, doing high threat protective security details, never lost a client. They never lost a client. No company that's out there. There's a few other companies that can boast that record, but they didn't have the type of operational tempo that Blackwater did.
Well, the operational theaters.
Well, they've, like, say, for instance, I worked for Olive Group for a short period of time, and just weren't going out as much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've worked for other subcontractors. They just didn't have the. We never lost a client, but we weren't also going out. We weren't also protecting multiple clients.
Right.
Like Blackwater didn't just handle one guy. You know, they handled a wide swath of important government personnel that were on simultaneous operations throughout a theater of combat every day.
Yeah.
So this at least 12 hours a day, 365. Somebody's going somewhere to talk to some minister or somebody or whatever, or going shopping. It don't matter. You just can't get that guy killed. So Blackwater, Triple Canopy, SOC, Aegis, DynCorp USA, those companies had enormous global. They had enormous freaking operational tempos, and in a very, very, very dangerous environment. And I've worked for most of those, so it's just kind of like, and they teach you that, you know, it's just, if they want to get your guy, they're gonna get him. You gotta do your due diligence. So when you actually go through your after actions, whether you're dead or you're alive, it don't matter. Whoever reads the after actions and goes through the sequence of events that led to whatever incident, they go like, well, hell, you have done everything within your power and within your scope of responsibility to prevent this from happening, and it happened anyways. You know what I mean? That's the best you can do. So this detail was not. So they have problems. They have problems from the onset.
Well, that's the thing about the differences, and I'm no expert on any of this stuff. Like, I'd never done I was trained at PSD once in the Army. Didn't really do it. Haven't done it since. But the thing that I can think of that would be a huge factor in the differences in PSD quality would be, you're talking about private companies. Secret Service is not a private company. It's a government agency. So, I mean, what would be the real, like, mitigating circumstances between a private security company like Olive Group, like Blackwater, like Academy, or like any of these companies that you've worked for or that are out there now providing PSD, and the Secret Service, which is the U.S. government's premier personal security service for the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, Congress, and the fucking Supreme Court. So, I mean, they protect all the government officials, all the high up government officials.
So,
actually, I think U.S. Marshals does Supreme Court, don't they?
They do as well. Yeah, U.S. Marshals has protective security services as well, and they provide security to those judges that you mentioned.
I just didn't recall which one.
I believe they do residential stuff though.
Maybe, what would be the big mitigating factors? Because I mean, I imagine the private companies have more money.
So I wouldn't say mitigating. Mitigation does fall into what I'm about to discuss. It's more of the incentive. So you can within the first, let's say you hire me to do security and cover down on everything that Secret Service personal protection details are covering. Right. You got my track record. Let's say I'm Eric Prince. You got my track record. You know what we can do. You know what our reputation is. You know what's going on. You want some bad dudes that'll put some high standards. The big. I
have to take this call. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hold on. Let me.
Wrong number.
Yeah.
I thought it was the VA. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So the big thing is that it's the incentive to maintain that contract through the life of the detail. Right. Like it's so. In this case, it would be a detail that would have to run consecutively for perpetuity. You know, assuming that our country stays together and intact, there's going to be a need for this detail to carry on for many, many, many decades. So you want to ensure that that you keep getting those contracts. So the only way you get those contracts is by and hold those contracts is by putting a good product on the ground.
Yeah,
and that entails a good training regimen. That's good vetted personnel that are on the ground. For me personally, because I wouldn't be running anything like this. That's above my pay grade. Always has been. The highest I ever got there was at the team leader level, and that's about it. Like I can run a team and whatnot, but that's about it. When you start getting into the program management and stuff like that, it's a different can of worms.
Yeah.
But but for me, it'd be proper vetting of training personnel and equipment, getting good equipment on the ground, getting good personnel on the ground, getting the latest and the greatest in technology, and being able to continuously adapt to changes in the industry and changes in the environment and changes in assault vectors and technologies. And what that would entail what that would produce would be a competitive environment where other companies are going to want my multi-billion-dollar contract, so they will be stepping up their game. And the way they step up their game is say that contract the Marshals got, not contract, but that detail the Marshals got. Some other company will get that. I won't be eligible for that contract because I got the main one. So somebody else will get another slice of that pie, so they'll be working that contract. And if my numbers dip and my performance starts dipping, and these guys is maintain a continuous freaking uptick with their performance year after year, and they're eligible to bid for mine, it could, it not only will it save the taxpayer money, because you're constantly, the way you bid on these things, you figure out what your operational cost, what your minimum operational cost would be to pay your individual shooters on the ground and maintain your equipment and do all this other stuff to carry out that contract for that duration of time that you contracted. And that operational cost plus whatever percentage you need to actually make money on it. And I guarantee you it'll be significantly lower than what the U.S. government currently pays for Secret Service to do what they do, right, and fail at it.
Right.
The reason they're like that is because they don't have that competitive incentive. There's nobody competing against them. Right. They are it. Yeah. Now, when I was overseas in Iraq, it was every couple years, contract bidding would come by, and we're protecting whoever. You'd be like, oh shit, here comes the bullshit, because now we gotta freaking get now all training quals. Now we're going to the range and we're doing this and we're doing that and we're fucking shining cars and we gotta be on our best behavior. Because the auditors are coming to take a look at what the hell's going on, and but that was a pain in the ass for me. But for you, the taxpayer, it guaranteed that the best freaking thing was on the road.
Right.
So my inconvenience was just my inconvenience. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to go to the range, I don't know how many times, and get calls, and now we got to do PT tests and all this other stuff. We got to wait. Well, hey, dude, that's the job. You know what I mean? You're either with it or you hit the bricks, man. Go find something else to do. You know what I mean? And that was just how it was. It created a couple other problems internally that I could get into, but that's just the thing. Is that it also became very competitive to hold your position as a contractor. So now, if you're in one of those teams and you get hurt,
right,
you got guys that worked with severe injuries because they didn't. We knew in the contracting world for many years, it was known that you got fired when you went on vacation. So. That's how competitive it was.
That's pretty foul.
That's how competitive it was, bro.
Yeah.
My friends and family can attest to it, man. I've gone on vacation, and maybe a couple of days, a whole truckload of fucking tough boxes with all my shit right behind me. But hey, the thing is that I was that fucking good to jump on the next one.
Right.
Not to toot my own horn, but I was in tip-top shape, good quals, good certs from good schools, good recommendations. I'm not saying that I'm like some superhuman friggin' John Wick dude, but I had pretty good track record with my teammates and people and peers, and you know what I mean? So I could hop onto the next contract. That wasn't that big a deal for me. It wasn't that big a deal. But for a lot of people, that was like their foot in the door contract or whatever, and now
it's the end of the career.
And now it's the end because you got freaking shit canned from these last guys, and now you're like, oh fuck. But you know what I mean? Like it's it created that ecosystem below the program manager that you had to deal with. Another thing was that sometimes, it was so competitive that they would, and this happened to me, they would eyeball you when you were coming back on vacation. So, mind you, you're working in an area where you're sitting at 1,500 feet above sea level, more than a mile above sea level. 1,876 meters in this particular place above sea level. It's a very specific example. Come back from vacation at 1,600 in the afternoon. Go grab my keys to my room, get everything. Now, granted, I've been on this contract for a minute now. At 2,000, I get notified that I got to be up by 04 for a PT test. 1.5 mile run and all the other shit that's involved in the State Department freaking PT test, freaking lower lumbar, freaking stretch and reach, the fucking agility run, Illinois agility run, all this shit. Not a very difficult thing, but incredibly tough if you spent the last 45 days freaking drinking, boozing, and whoring. You know what I mean? You unwind from your vacation. So, you're on vacation, you unwind. So I've been riding Harleys and freaking raising hell. I'm not free fighting shape right now. Like, the next day, I'm going to start hitting the gym with my boys and try to, and your team knows it. Yeah. They know you're coming back fucked up. They know that because they've been watching you on Facebook with your freaking, or your selfies on wherever you freaking go to goddamn freaking Ibiza or whatever. You're like, they see all your selfies. They know you're not ready. So when you get back, they're like, come on, let's go. And they as a team, they grab you, bring you into the freaking gym. You start hitting the elliptical, start hitting the freaking, they know, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how it works with the team, with the bros. You know what I mean? But management, they'd be like, oh, we need to make room, blah, 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 blah. All right, this guy coming back from vacation, hit him with a PT test. I know he ain't going to be ready. For sure he failed it. For sure. Yeah. You're not acclimatized at all, man. But State Department didn't give a shit. They're paying.
Right.
So the contractors didn't care. The contracting company don't care. They got fucking 100 other dudes that look just like you, freaking ready to come on board. So sitting on a bench, waiting to get the number called. So it became a thing where you go on vacation and you don't truly relax anymore. So it's you got to continuously work towards that. So that's the ecosystem that it created many levels down the chain. But that same bullshit should exist in the freaking Secret Service. A reason why Ranger Battalion is so good, one of the many reasons. Their MOS is the same as mine.
Yeah.
11 Bravo 2 Papa. You're a Ranger. Let's say you're a Ranger. You're in Ranger Battalion. There's an 11 Bravo 2 Papa. Mm-hmm. Guess what? You can end up right next to me if you don't freaking stay on top of your shit. That's why those guys are freaking top notch. Same MARSOC, all these guys. It's the same pipeline. So you fuck up, you're out of here. That ensures that guy that's there is there because he wants to fucking be there. Because he wants to be there. He wants to do a job. Wants to be at the tip of the spear. Wants to be freaking at the sharp end of operations. Secret Service lost that many, many moons ago.
That's the thing. I wonder how they lost that because I remember when Secret Service were fucking scary. Like, you did not want to fuck with a Secret Service agent because they were known to be that fucking good. They're top level shots. They're fighters, all of them. They're just the best in the world at what they do. They were known for that. They were scary looking too. Like, you look at these guys. I mean, the old images that I have in my head about the Blackwater contractors in Iraq in 2004. These scary looking dudes that came out of Delta, came out of Special Forces, came out of Navy SEALs, and just wrecked shop as contractors. And they were scary looking dudes.
It wasn't until many years later that they started grabbing guys like me and grabbing guys like some of these companies started grabbing guys like me that came from not special operation units. So it's a... but in the beginning, when you were in the Army and stuff like that, those guys, they were tip top
but
fucking
those are the guys that were fighting on the ground. And I remember the Secret Service guys, they were, in my head, they were comparable. They looked similar. They had a similar look about it. Like, these guys are like ex-Delta or fucking ex-Special
Well, that's the thing.
Forces,
We worked alongside these cats on a lot of details. We had a lot of details that we worked alongside these cats. So they lost their edge a while back, man. A while back. You could tell. You could tell because like a lot of the times when we were getting, like, we go overseas and we do a detail co-located with Secret Service, there'd be like 3 or 4 locked on dudes, and they're usually the guys in charge of this thing, and the rest of the guys were kind of goofy. And you could kind of get the sense that whoever they sent on this outfit to go overseas was either being punished or just kind of like they flushed their toilets and they sent whoever overseas. You know,
right.
I can't testify to the whether that's in fact what happened, but I know a toilet flush when I see one, and it's
And that's what you saw on the Trump detail.
Yeah, it's a toilet flush. You know, you don't get 3 freaking 5'4" females that are a fucking running yard sale. And if you guys are gear dudes, you guys know what a running yard sale is. It's just shit falling off of you. It's fucking just a fucking debris field of gear on the way to the limo. But their problem started from the onset. I looked at the stage and it was set up wrong. They couldn't bunker Trump through the down ramp. Not all of them could stay on the bunker because for one, the ramp had rails on both sides, and 2, the ramp was for one single person to walk down. So now you got 5 Secret Service agents trying to bunker a man to a limo to evac him out of there.
No small man either. Trump is not a small dude.
No, and you're trying to bunker this dude, and you can't. You just keep barely do it because the space is limited. But if you look at the stage up of where the shooter side was, which is the hot side, there's 2 ramps going up. So that they should have incorporated a second ramp like they did on the other side, so that you could actually have a whole team go up and come off the edge with them. Another thing, good on Trump for recognizing that the lower quarter of his stage is ballistic proof. That's what that is. When he ducked, that's what he was going for. That lower quarter where the banners are, that's ballistic material. All of that. So they're not gonna put the Pope glass on you, but that lower quarter where the flags are and whatever, and they hide the speakers, all that bullshit is ballistic. It should be, at least. Right. So he knows. Recognized, got shot, fucking got low, because all that stuff is ballistic material. So he was Johnny on the spot. So with that, he did a lot to save his own life in that aspect. But then you get into the counter sniper operations. So the detail itself that surrounded the guy had their faults. They did get on stage a little, in okay manner. as fast as it should have been, but it'll work. Right. You know, they got on top of them. It'll work. They got there, so let's go with that. But then your counter sniper operations apparently were thwarted by all kinds of miscommunication and all kinds of different things that were happening. Apparently, this dude tried to went through the metal detectors. The shooter freaking went through that crook dude went through the metal detectors, and he was found to be carrying a freaking rangefinder and, you know, all these other knickknacks, you know, that didn't quite belong in normal people's pockets. Yeah. But he went, I guess he was seen going away and then coming back, and it was just a lot of him coming and going, a lot of he and Han, with him walking all over the area. The roof he decided to finally take a position up was, ironically, the fucking HQ for this event.
Which is fucking bananas.
It's just fucking bonkers. The fucking talk. The guys on top of the fucking talk, they had 3 Secret Service dudes in there. Apparently 2 of them were snipers or whatever. They were actually doing observation on the crowd from the opposite side of the freaking field. They had windows. They were from inside the building, watching the crowd from inside the building, recessed in the building. And I guess they saw Crook outside looking at the building. One of them even took a picture of him. Law enforcement was looking for him in the city already because mom and dad had made a call about their son, because apparently he wasn't
missing 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, he wasn't doing too good. There was a lot of indicators. For 26 minutes, they were looking for this guy, and he was spotted by people. I mean, hell, dude, there's video of police and all these TAC teams trying to breach a fence to get to this rooftop. Dude, it's a shit show. It's a complete shit show. And the reason these things happen, trying to get over this fence, and they couldn't get over the fence. Nobody even tried to climb the fence, so they ended up using a patrol car to fucking break the fucking fence, and it's just, dude, it's a fucking mess, dude. So the reason it's a mess is because whoever planned this fucking shit planned it with a fucking crayon and doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Because these fucking contingencies fucking are prepared for. If you got somebody that's experienced and know what the fuck he's doing and knows how to write a 5-paragraph op order, this was planned by dudes that the same guys that told me that my op order was too long on a SWAT fucking operation.
Which op was that?
The same guys that told me that my op order was too long on a SWAT operation. You remember when we were in SWAT?
Yeah.
It was planned by those type people.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm trying to remember which operation you're actually talking about.
It doesn't. It's immaterial. Don't matter.
I think I know the job. Yeah.
But they told me to cut my 5-paragraph op order for a tactical operation with guns.
It was a daylight op, right?
Daylight op.
Yeah, I remember that op.
Guns.
Most of our shit was at night. So
yeah, guns.
We didn't do too much during the daylight.
I wrote a freaking no bullshit 5-paragraph op order. It was no bullshit. It was a fucking op order. And it was an op order because I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I want to.
Unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
Nobody else knows how to do that.
Yeah. Which is why people should just shut the fuck up. But
unfortunately for that idea, they have claimed to know what the fuck they're doing for so many years.
Yeah.
But if it gets found out that they're fucking lying.
We know they're full of shit. We know. Because they don't give hats at Sears School. We know. They still have a gift shop there.
They don't have a gift shop at Sears School. I could have sworn I got a bobblehead there.
Yeah, we know that. So, I mean, we know.
Keychain?
No, we know. No? You know, fucking. We know they don't sell hats there. You're fucking full of shit. You know? So it's just, It's just little shit like that. Those people are the same ones that plan those type.
You're right.
Of people planned this fucking shit show, and then got fucking shown up by a fucking 20-year-old freaking healthcare janitor or whatever the fuck he was in an old people's home, and that couldn't qualify for a junior high school fucking marksmanship team.
Yeah. Well, he done good that day. Seriously, like people want to talk shit. Oh, he missed. Dude, he barely fucking missed.
Yeah.
Because I think what happened is that kid had Trump dead to rights.
Oh yeah.
He had him completely.
Oh yeah.
But Trump is so fucking animated when he talks that while the bullet was in the air that was going to go into his skull, he moved just enough to where it clipped his ear.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. That kid had him dead to rights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, he shot good that day.
I mean, he
got shot good that day.
He did hit a bunch of other people that didn't have anything to do with this, but
right.
It's and that's unfortunate, but you know, one of them lost their lives, and you know, fucking former fire chief.
Yeah.
And protecting his family, and it's just according to the eyewitnesses that were there was no question about that he was dead before he hit the ground. But my thing is that anybody and everybody that had anything to do with the planning phase of this freaking op should freaking be fired.
I agree.
Anybody and everybody. That's top 10 percentile. Whoever's in charge of this op should freaking...
It makes me real curious about the other teams that are out, the other Secret Service teams that are out there. Because you got Secret Service on Obama. You got Secret Service on Clinton. You got Secret Service on Bush. So all these men are still alive. So you got Secret Service on all these former presidents.
Yeah, but that goes to the same... They're part of the management group that's in charge right now.
Right.
So naturally, they're going to get the freaking...
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
they're going to get the cream of the crop. Dude, I guarantee you, there's some bad motherfuckers in freaking Secret Service.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
That's just not just one or two. There's probably a couple hundred freaking dudes in Secret Service right now that are operational, that are looking at this thing going like, son of a fucking bitch, I fucking told you that this person was no fucking good.
Yeah.
Guys that have been saying that guys have been like, there's a bunch of guys in the team room right now going like,
fucking told you.
I fucking told you. You know, like, yeah. That's like, I fucking knew it. Because all these people get peered evals, man. They know. But they push these DEI initiatives, these diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives put by this freaking Secret Service director. She vowed to make 30% of the force into female operators. That diminishes the skill set.
Yes.
Diminishes the skill set because now
you're passing up people who are very well qualified.
Yeah, and now you get people that are being hired for what they are instead of what they know, and it's a shame. It's a shame. I'm curious to find out, and then that's what you get. That the most publicity was that poor freaking chubby lady that was fiddle fucking with her gun.
Yeah, that blew up quick.
Yeah, I mean, so holstering your gun ain't as important as drawing it. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah.
Holstering your gun is nowhere near as important as drawing your gun.
Yeah.
The problem was that everybody had their fucking gun out that didn't have a hand on the president, except for her. And then when she realized that, she drew. And then it was time to go back to the pose, hands clasped pose.
Yeah.
So the limo would depart. And she thought it was that time, but they weren't quite done. So she went to holster. I know exactly what happened, because I've seen this before with dudes. So... It's let's not get it twisted. This has happened.
People commenting on
this has happened to a lot of good dudes.
Yeah,
so
even the people that are trained to use firearms on a regular basis. Like, let me see you do it under those conditions.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, it's stressful.
Her adrenaline is peaked.
So she showed fucking. There's very little preparation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. This is a management problem.
Yeah.
Like, from the top. Like, so what's crazy is that I know that she has dealt with this issue before, because when she went to holster, she went and grabbed her suspender to pull it out of the way. Mm-hmm. So she knows that she has issues holstering her gun because the suspenders are kind of in the way. This is a practice thing. Like, you don't normally use both hands to holster your gun unless you know you got to get shit out of the way. Yep. So she's been through this before, this fiddle fucking with trying to put the gun away. The problem was that her gun should have been out in the first place. And should have fucking stayed out until freaking it was time to determine that there's no threat to you or anybody else. And then you can freaking take your time and holster. But she was trying to, and then she figured out, fuck it. And then, well, if it was good to keep it in your hand now, what was good to fucking make you put it away before? Like, it's just that fluster back and forth. She should have never been fucking with her gun to put it back. She just kept it in her fucking hand till fucking it was time to go. And then you could fucking holster and move. You know, you could take your time. Fucking actually put it back in your fucking holster and then fucking DD mile out of there. But the fact that she was so undecided on what she should be doing, like, should I be standing like this, or should I?
Right.
Should I be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like that's from lack of repetition. Yeah. Lack of repetition.
Fuck knows how long she's been in the Secret Service. Fuck knows how long she's been on a detail.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. I mean,
well, she's fucked now.
Yeah.
I mean, because,
now she's the humiliated face of the Secret Service. She is
the face of the DEI initiative and the Secret Service. Yeah. And it don't matter what her qualifications are at this point. Yeah. And that's my point. This broad could have a resume that far surpasses mine and other people, which, although not likely, it's just still... she could have a fantastic freaking qualifications, and they are irrelevant right now.
Right.
And it's her director's fault.
Mm-hmm.
She could have been hired long before that initiative of the freaking DEI bullshit, and because how badass she was, and now it's what it is. It's just. That's just. I mean, you go woke, people fucking get hurt. It's not just go woke and go broke. No, you go woke on tactical operations, people get hurt, and that's what we saw now. We saw an agency that's more worried about fucking fighting white rage and equal opportunities and all this other shit instead of worrying about who can actually do the job. Yeah, to the point where. You have eradicated all the fucking habits that made soldiers and made things. One fucking cigarette smoker would have stopped that fucking dude from jumping on that roof. Yeah, one fucking smoker outside. Smokers are never where they're supposed to be. Fucking, they're never where they're supposed to be all the time. You're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? There's some fucking dude in a suit and tie fucking trying to sneak a Newport in the back freaking 40 over here. Fucking see fucking... goddamn retard over there with this damn freaking ladder and a goddamn AR. It's like, hey, motherfucker, where you going? Nuh-uh. Fuck you, put that motherfucker down. The shooting would have happened in a parking lot.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened fucking in some rooftop, you know. It's just... I mean, dude, they tracked this dude for so long. The cops went up on the roof and the guy pointed a fucking gun at the cops, and the cop fucking tried to scramble away from the roof, fell off this motherfucker. Apparently, he fucking hurt himself. Local PD.
I didn't hear about this.
Local PD and actually made contact with him on the roof.
They pointed the gun at them.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, a radio call went by, net call, that there was a guy on that roof with a gun before the fucking shots were fired and all that.
Any idea how long before?
Oh, yeah, several minutes. Like, fucking several minutes. So, the thing is that there is a point of... so, the problem with some of these details in an inexperienced leader of a personal protection detail is that he is ultimately afraid of what it may look like if he interrupts his client in order to satisfy security needs in case they end up being a big nothing burger.
So
do you see what I'm saying?
Yes,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So there was a net call that went out that there was a dude on this roof with a gun. That's why the counter snipers behind Trump were pointing in that direction. They're trying to locate this dude and trying to figure out what he had and what he did. But there was already a call that he was armed. So they were trying to find a shot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rally in rural Pennsylvania. I'm sure those people will be fine if you delay this motherfucker for 10, 15 minutes until you clear out this fiasco.
Yeah.
Trump is not in fucking charge in a security event.
No. Yeah, he's the last person to have a word.
He may be the client, but he is not fucking in charge when it comes to that. The detail leader is. I've canceled convoys because I've seen shit. My tactical commander be like, "Hey, there's a bicycle in the middle of the fucking road. Full stop, reverse. We're not, and there's no secondary, tertiary routes that we can take. Detail canceled." And I've caught hell. But guess what? That fucker lived. Did that bicycle blow up? We don't fucking know.
We had one blow up on us.
We don't know. We're a third world country. Nobody leaves a fucking bicycle.
Anywhere.
Unattended. In the middle of nowhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking dirt has a monetary value. How much you think a fucking bicycle, an operational bicycle on a kickstand is going to cost you? Yeah. People are not going to fucking leave that shit out there unattended.
Well, there's a fucking bomb attached
It's
to
a fucking bomb. And then we find out weeks later, the fucking Taliban, Al-Qaeda were using fucking bicycles to pack fucking explosives, using PE4 and all kinds of other plastic explosives in the piping of bicycles.
Still got your ass chewed, though. Did they apologize for the ass chew?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Roger Miller, he's still out there.
We had one go off on us on our lieutenant.
You know, whoever,
saw that bicycle and was like, that was just weird. But it blew up on one of our tanks as we were passing. Oh, shit.
She's out there, man.
Bicycle bombs.
Oh, why'd you cancel? You know what they told me? That I wanted to the reason I canceled that was so I could fucking go back and fucking play video games.
Fuck yeah. No better excuse. What game were you playing at the time?
I believe it was Halo or something like that. It was Halo SDT or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
So we were playing was fucking Halo or Need for Speed. Yeah.
It's one of those. It was on Xbox 360. So, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't cancel it because of that. I canceled it because I didn't want to fucking die.
Tell the truth.
I didn't want to die. It's a fucking unattended bicycle.
That KDR is not going to attend itself.
It's one of those duh moments. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking in your face. Like, come on, bro. Like,
that's a bomb.
The Hoyt. You know, that's a bomb for sure. I'm not going to find out. I'm not going to go up there and I'm sending anybody. No, fuck that. Let somebody else fucking blow up on that thing. It ain't going to be us. You know, it's just little shit, man.
Right.
So, what's stopping you from fucking throwing a quick pause and fucking getting in the mix? I was like, hey guys, we got a security concern here. Stand by. Freaking blah blah blah. Just make a public announcement. Interrupt Trump. Tell him to fucking hold his fucking horses.
Hey, you gotta shut the fuck up for like 10 minutes while we handle this.
I was like,
shit.
Hey, you gotta fucking pipe it down for a second. Let's go ahead and step back over here. Sit in the limo. Let's deal with the security concern. Yada yada yada. Done.
Right.
Because if you're looking for the threat and you can't fucking find the threat, why is it a threat? Why do you consider it a threat to begin with? Why do you think it's a threat? If you have to label it as a threat, it's time to stop this dude from talking if you can't find the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's right on top of the FBI talk.
He's on top of the guys making the calls, telling you that there is a threat. He's right on top of them. He's right on top of it, and they have no fucking idea he's up there because they don't have a fucking smoker in their crew. They don't have a fucking smoker in their crew because they fucking can't fucking smoke tobacco or use tobacco products while you're on fucking detail because it's a federal fucking thing.
Probably while you're employed. Because
you're employed. Yeah, I've had to quit smoking. I've had to quit smoking. I've had to quit smoking for details before. It's not because the client does not like the smell of cigarette smoke on clothing or anywhere around their vehicle. That's something that's happened to me. It's the client dictates, man. So, but in these federal agencies, no tobacco use while on this detail, yada, 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 yada. Blah, blah. So now you don't have somebody outside of your fucking building looking at fucking birds while they fucking burn this fucking Newport, and some fucking dude scales the fucking side of your building and then takes a shot at your client from on top of you. Holy shit. Holy shit. Damn. Another thing is that you get all this stuff without air cover. We did a lot of details without air cover. A lot of details. Air cover was not always a luxury that was afforded to us when doing a high threat protection detail. Yeah. It just wasn't. Air was reserved for a lot of other things too. Like we may get partial coverage, like during our freaking arrival to the venue. We may have air coverage. We may have air coverage along our departure. We may have air coverage as part of a route clearing. Or checking or having air check our secondary and tertiary routes just in case we got, just to make sure no obstructions or nothing over there. So little shit like that. But we may not have, I don't think I've ever been on a detail where we've had continuous, I'm sorry, we have. But those are high level details, high level venues. And it's only happened a handful of times. So you have no air cover. Great. So now what are you going to do? All right, well, let's look at elevated positions. How many can we cover? Okay, well, we can cover this, we can cover that. What are the dead spaces that we cannot cover? All right, well, let's lock those down and ensure that nobody gets up there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, we don't have personnel. Okay. Easy. You go. We've done this in other situations where we've gotten. What's stopping them from recruiting local security volunteers?
We're putting out an extra duty job for off-duty cops.
Off-duty cops, extra duty to come in and fucking stand a post.
Happens all the time for everything.
Again, it's about changing what your client, the disposition of your client looks like. Is it a soft target? Is it a hard target? You got to make it difficult for the person to take the shot. Yeah. You got to make it difficult. So how do you make it difficult? You fucking put people in places and eyes out in your perimeter. They didn't have that. They clearly thought they were good to go by just, okay, we don't need to secure this building because we're in it, and we don't want to put anybody on the roof because the guys that are in this building are they're probably fucking the goody two shoes that they like, because that's usually who gets the air conditioned detail. Yeah. The guys that are out in the hot sun are the guys that fucking are actually doing work. Fucking the guys that don't want to do work are usually in the AC because they're friends with the manager, that kind of shit. So. And then the excuse is that they don't want to fucking put them on that roof because it's too sloped and it poses a danger. When your counter sniper teams are on a far worse slope during counter sniper duties, this is like a fucking less than a 5% grade, which they walked all over fucking all day after the fucking shooting, but they didn't want to fucking put people up there. They didn't want to put people up there because it's fucking hot. Let's just say what it is. Lazy, fucking shitty planning, and just fucking shitty fucking management.
Well, the aftermath is becoming a whole bunch of shitty excuses, like the one you just said.
Just shitty fucking excuses.
Because the question came, I was like, why wasn't there anybody on that roof over there? Well, because the roof was sloped. You lying fuck who just shat out an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's absolute crap. But you said it anyway, and now it's part of the official record.
Yeah.
It's absolute crap.
You said it because you wanted to say it.
But no, the roof was sloped. Bitch.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no shit.
We got a bunch of flat tops out here. Fucking.
Yeah, no shit. Like it's not the Middle East, man. Yeah. It's not the Mesa. Of course, the roof. Of course, the roof is sloped. You're not building up anymore. You're trying to mitigate water and snow. Yeah. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's sloped. Yeah, it's made out of corrugated steel. Yeah, it's hot. The sun is up. What do you want me to do, man? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, fucking, get a goddamn fucking cherry picker truck with a fucking basket then.
Be a decent place to put at least an OP.
Just somebody with fucking binos.
Yeah, just somebody with binos and a radio.
Fucking get the goddamn local power company. Fucking bring somebody over to the fucking fire department. Fucking bring a goddamn ladder truck up there and fucking put somebody in the top of that motherfucker. They don't have problems hanging flags over freeways. You know what I mean? You can't put somebody in an elevated position with some binos. They could talk to people.
That's all you need. Somebody with some binos on the radio.
You can't establish an OP. Come on. They apparently fucking, a lot of people are saying that also shots came from some water tower fucking way the fuck down the way. And I don't fucking know about all that, but it's definitely, this shit was so incompetent that the incompetence was such a fucking, it was at such a level that it has morphed so many different theories. So a lot of the hardcore liberals are basically saying that this was staged and that he didn't get shot, that he got glass fragment from the teleprompter, even though you can see the teleprompter is intact.
Yeah.
The teleprompter did not get hit. A lot of people are saying that they actually hired a very good shot to take the shot. Like, it's like some precise fucking surgical fucking ninja that took the shot, you know, to make it seem like blah, blah, blah. And it's all stemming from the fact that he stood up with the Secret Service and then fucking fight. Because they have never met anybody that's got balls in their life.
Yeah, being on the left, I imagine not. Or they do have balls.
Well, they have created their echo chamber. You know, they've created their echo chamber. Their echo chamber is full of all these fucking soft fucking soy people that are just fucking sitting there in their Birkenstocks and fucking goddamn fucking playing bongos and making fucking, you know, playing bongos and fucking making hemp bags and shit. That's their little crew that they've.
Oh,
you know
sandals! What I mean? Sandals are Birkenstocks. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're over there fucking wearing their fucking Native American fucking beads and all this other bullshit and fucking stinking up the place with sage and BO, and that's all they know. You know what I mean? It's like they've never met somebody that'll get shot and be like, oh yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to us, that's not a surprise.
No, I've met plenty of people that have been shot and still
we are
carried
those
on.
people. We are those people. So it's that's the thing. We are those people. We've all been shot at. Him and I have been shot at. We both like shat our pants and still fucking like fuck you, damn you, you know, and done our jobs. You know what I mean? It's like they've never met people like that. So it's that behavior is completely alien to them.
Yeah.
And what's completely alien to them on top of that is why that behavior is important and how that behavior translates into other things. That behavior has a cascading effect into other things, whether it's in business or whatever.
Right.
This is a guy that gets the bad rap for negotiating with the Taliban when we were trying to pull out back in the Trump era. That same Trump, talking to the head of the Taliban when he's negotiating the exit deal, told the head of the Taliban, look, if you hurt a single hair, a single American, I will kill you. And then gave him a picture of his house,
had a picture of his
of the Taliban leader's home, a satellite image of that guy's home, and left. Deuces. Today's liberal mind can't comprehend that kind of threat as something that's viable.
Yep.
Something that's viable. If I got liberals listening to this, nobody's stopping you from fucking standing on your own 2 feet and telling somebody to go eat a bag of dicks. Nobody. there may be situations where you may take a whooping or two.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Stand back up.
Yeah.
And fucking flip them off again. That there's a level of defiance that's respected, amongst human beings. Just because you take a whooping don't mean you're a loser. You know what I mean? It's we have great examples of this that surround us all the time, mainly in major sports, ironically, like MMA. Some of the most revered fighters that we have seen through the ranks of MMA have lost a lot of fights.
Tons.
Nate Diaz.
I imagine they lost a hell of a lot more in their fucking sparring rings than they did in the fucking filmed rings. Yeah.
Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Conor McGregor. Freaking.
Name the old school guys. Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. Robbie Lawler. Freaking.
Oh, what's the guy's
dude?
Get his name.
Chuck Liddell.
The Predator.
Ngannou. The black guy.
No, big white guy. Like the magnanimous mustache fought the Japanese dude. It was like the most
Dan
masculine.
Severn.
No, that's not his name.
Dan Severn.
It's Ron something.
Nah, well, it's a lot of those guys.
Don Fry,
yes. Donald Fry.
Yeah, I bet when if he fucking sparred, jeez.
Yeah, but these guys, these guys. I mean, and now Sean Strickland, freaking.
Yeah.
What's the British guy? Fucking dude missing an eye.
Missing an eye. I was thinking of Paddy Pimblett or something like that.
Yeah, Paddy's got his own toughness within his own right, but he's not quite done yet. Michael Bisping. So, Michael Bisping won a title blind in one eye.
Yeah.
So it's just nobody knew he hid that from everybody. It's one of those things like that kind of toughness. It ain't got nothing to do with your political views. Just whether you're willing to take that whooping and to stand up for what you want. That's why Trump's behavior is so alien to these people, because they've never had to experience this. They've never had to put themselves out there like this, and it's a testament to how effective our military and law enforcement has been throughout the years, where we have protected a whole slew of this population to be so soft that they have zero exposure whatsoever to even harsh language.
Right.
Let alone.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Let alone harsh. And those same people are the same ones that are against guns and against police and against all these other things.
They never had to face a threat.
They never had to face a threat. They're so far away from threats. They have mislabeled the use of the word threat. Well, they have put it on things that are non-threatening, like microaggressions and freaking threatening language and hostile environments and all this other freaking silly nonsense newspeak crap. When the real meaning of some of these words is far different than what they think it is, and it's amazing to me. But it's a testament to what law enforcement and the military has been able to accomplish within their population. It's to protect them so well. The only violence these people have ever experienced is maybe on TV, on Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a great country in that aspect. We've done very good when it comes to protecting our population. I don't think we've ever seen that before in mankind, at least recorded since the Roman days, maybe.
But I was about to make that point. It's like I think the Romans had that too.
But it was still closer to the center.
Well, they
geographically.
Well, that's the thing. They were isolated enough and had a strong enough military that the only threats the Romans really faced came from Rome. Yeah. The same thing today. The only threats that the regular American people are facing are threats from within.
Yeah, but I mean, so that was my breakdown on this, and I've talked to most of this episode. I mean, it's just I mean, that was my breakdown on it, maybe because I'm more familiar.
Yeah, you've got the PSD experience.
With this PSD experience,
I do not.
And like being on the ground and having wore a suit and tie with a rifle, it's.
I can tell you how an Abrams tank can augment your PSD detail.
Greatly.
Yeah.
Greatly. Matter of fact, it makes your PSD detail almost irrelevant to the fact that you got a cannon on one end and a flamethrower on the other end. Because that tank can't go nowhere without melting everything around it.
Might as well be a flamethrower, sure. Just the exhaust port.
It's the worst tasting coffee I've ever had.
No.
But hot as shit.
Oh.
It was so warm. Oh.
Yeah.
Just asbestos
tank
glove.
Coffee. Yep. Just the asbestos mitten.
Asbestos mitten warmed over the exhaust of a freaking Abrams. Oh, nice hot coffee. I drank the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
It tasted like ass.
Hot coffee, hot cocoa, all of our meals.
Don't care. I ate it anyways.
I've seen guys that got battalion welders together and put together an actual griddle to go on top of it.
I mean, these guys had, I know that these guys had, they didn't have a griddle. They had, I think it was like a piece of an ammo can or something.
Yeah.
And they just were able to kind of jerry rig it on one of the...
That's usually how we made like a large quantity coffee. Is we would take a 50 cal ammo can that was cleaned out and actually cleaned out, and like put some coffee grounds at the bottom, the instant coffee stuff. Put the coffee grounds,
coffee.
Yeah, put the coffee grounds at the bottom, and then fill it with water, and then put it on the back deck, and then it'll boil within like a minute or two. Yeah. And there you go. Put it on one of the oil coolers, let it cool down for a little bit. The oil coolers just suck air in, so you put on one of the oil coolers, it'll cool down for a little bit, and just pour everybody a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I've had plenty of freaking Abrams exhaust coffee. It's fucking fantastic.
Don't leave your cheese spread back there for too long because it will explode.
No, it will. It will, and you need to. You better.
You can melt your cheese spread and put it with your spaghetti and meat sauce.
Yeah.
That's the MRE T-shirt. Yeah.
It's better than my T-shirt. Cannibals ate my uncle.
Such a tool.
Oh, freaking Joe, man. He apparently got sick or something.
Yeah, he tested positive for COVID, which is why he canceled his... I don't know if that's why he canceled his event in Austin, because that was supposed to happen this last week. Mm-hmm. He also canceled another event, I don't remember where, and it came out like, oh yeah, he tested positive for COVID. So they're about to kill Biden. He's going to die of COVID within like probably 72 hours. We'll get the word. Oh, Biden has passed away from complications of COVID. You heard it here first, folks. If YouTube doesn't shut this channel down. So if we can post a video after the last strike. If you didn't hear it on YouTube, hear it on fucking... what are we on?
So we're on Spotify.
Spotify.
Under the same name, at Eastcast.
Yeah, it's at Eastcast on everything.
Same thing for Amazon. Amazon Music. We're on X. We're on...
Rumble.
Rumble. As a matter of fact, thanks for a lot of you following us all the way into Rumble.
Yeah, because
we wouldn't have gotten any views on the last episode had you guys not paid attention to my little call out that I did on Facebook. So, I mean, next thing we got in the works, we're trying to work some. I'm trying to work some angles with Warrior Camos, see if we can get some kind of sponsorship deal going. But we'll see how they feel, even if they throw us a couple little free merch or whatever. But anything that they can throw at us would help freaking try to upgrade some of our equipment. But because we don't make any money off of this, not
time.
But if we did make any money, it would be to upgrade our equipment to give you guys better looking content. But
we're about to lose that camera.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, that's all I got, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got. So like and subscribe. It really helps us with the algorithm, trying to punch it out to as many people as you can. Share it in your own socials and whatnot.
Comment. Give us some feedback.
Give us feedback. Don't forget, at Eastcast on all the major socials. But that's what I got for you guys. See you guys next week.